I hope you guys are having a good day. My night is, it's a lot. I'm glad it's over, but it's a lot. But you know what? Surviving R.Kelly. We're going to talk about it. We're here to talk about it. I'm here to give my final thoughts. If you watched it, let's discuss it. Child. Before we do that, I gotta tell y'all, do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to click the little bell so you can be updated on when I post new videos. And do not forget to follow me on social media. So, I watched the final 2 episodes of Surviving R.Kelly. And I was going to make a video for episodes 3 and 4 from yesterday, from Saturday. No, from Friday. But I was so drained. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do one big video at the end and basically discuss it. I'm not going to go through and through about what happened, but I will be discussing certain things that disturbed me while watching this. Now, if you guys watched it, you know that this was a 6-part series of Surviving R.Kelly, basically talking about how fucked up R.Kelly is, to be honest. And as far as the 3rd and 4th episodes, it basically talked about the tape and it talked about the trial. And the one thing I have to say is, I think a lot of the adults that were around, a lot of the adults that were filming this documentary, who were speaking about what was going on in the R. Kelly camp, these people that were around R. Kelly and now are speaking out, all them motherfuckers need to go to jail. Okay? I think these people were so complicit in him doing whatever he did. He, like Andrea said, he had to have had people helping him. R. Kelly's illiterate. He had to have had people helping him do what he was doing. But now these people, I don't know if because the money went low or whatever the case may be, they're coming out now and speaking about it. But a lot of these people were aiding and abetting. I don't even know if that's the right fucking term. But a lot of them were helping him do this shit. A lot of them were transporting girls. Some people said they saw the sex tape. That is child porn. That is not a sex tape. First of all, let me correct myself. That's not a sex tape. That was child porn. But it was just interesting to me how a lot of these people sit back and recounted stuff from 15 years ago. And just all of a sudden they're broken up about it. But when it was going on, I guess you were engulfed with the fame of being with R. Kelly, with the money that you didn't give a fuck. I don't really know. But as far as the 3rd and 4th episode, it talked mostly about the trial and how the video got out. And one of the girls that he was with, I think her name was Lisa, she said that she was back and forth with R. Kelly. She would be in the house with him, in the same house that Andrea was in. Now, let me get to Andrea real quick. And I know I'm all over the place, but let me get to Andrea real quick. Now, a lot of us did not know R. Kelly was married. I did not know R. Kelly was married until, what was it called? Hollywood Exes? Hollywood Exes or something it's called. The show that she was on with Nicole Murphy. Nobody knew. I did not know that R. Kelly was married until I saw the promo for that show. And I was like, R. Kelly married? So I went ahead and looked at some pictures. And I started Googling and shit. And I saw that he was married. He had kids and shit like that. I was shocked. The world was shocked because nobody knew R. Kelly was married. Now, Andrea recounted times when she was locked in rooms and so on and so forth. And she had to ask to use the bathroom and eat and all of this. Now, the girl Lisa said that she was also in the house. Andrea said that she never saw anybody. Any of these girls. I understand you live in a mansion and he might have had you locked away or whatever the case may be. But I find it very hard to believe that you guys had 3 kids. Did he have the kids locked away as well? Like, were you and the kids in a room locked away and couldn't come out? Like, I don't understand how you have children, small children, running around, whatever, kids run around the house. So these kids were locked in a room that nobody saw these girls coming in and out the house. As one of the mothers said that they went to the house and saw vans of girls going in and out, but you never saw anything. in my mind, I think that Andrea Kelly she knew what was going on. And even if he was doing the things to her that he was doing, she knew what was going on, but she didn't say anything because of the abuse that she was that she suffered with him, but she didn't say anything. The fact that she is saying that she never saw anybody, to me, that just don't comprehend. That don't make sense. I don't comprehend that because, like I said, you have kids with this man, kids in the house. These people were in the same mansions you were. Lisa said that on tour, Andrea Kelly going to the hotel, Andrea Kelly would be checking in, and Lisa, would be with the publicist right next to Andrea checking in as well. And to me, it was like Lifetime kind of did it to debunk Andrea, because as Lisa was saying, yeah, Andrea was in the house while I was there. Andrea said, I didn't see anybody in the house. Lisa said, well, we went to the hotel on tour and we were checking in. We were right next to each other. I never saw any of these girls around me, so I didn't know what was going on. I find that so hard to believe. I find it hard to believe that you never saw anything. But I don't know if she's not saying that she saw anything because of she doesn't want to be complicit in what was going on as well. I really don't know, but I found that to be a little shaky. But a trial was going on. Lisa is the one who stole the tape from R. Kelly. She saw a bunch of tapes. She started looking at the tapes and she saw the one with the tape with her and Sparkle's niece. And she took the tape and she did not want her image. She said she didn't want her image on the tape, so she took the tape. She said she took it back to the hotel room. But rather than destroying the tape, burning the tape, stomping on the tape, taking a hammer to the tape, she decided to give the tape to one of his artists. I don't understand what that was. To me, that don't make sense. I'm sorry, that don't make sense. And I'm not justifying anything that he did, but a lot of these things that these girls were saying, I believe a lot of it, but some of the things don't make sense to me. And I'm going to speak on what doesn't make sense. So she said that she gave the tape to somebody on the label, an artist. Don't really know why she did that. Then, apparently R. Kelly was telling the tour manager, who needs to be locked up, that he can't stop making these films with these girls. He can't stop doing it. Pray with him. And they prayed over these fucking tapes. Is R. Kelly autistic, or is he... I'm going to get on that in a minute. But they prayed over these tapes, or whatever the case. Lisa then contacts R. Kelly, tells him that she took the tape, and she wants him to get the tape back from the person she gave it to. He contacted the person she gave it to. The person said he asked the person if they had a copy of the tape. The person said they didn't make any copies, which was a lie. R. Kelly apparently paid that person to get the tape, and then the tape ended up on the market. Now, as far as the tape, I remember watching this tape. I remember watching this tape in college in the computer lab. I'm not going to lie. I watched this tape in the computer lab. And back then, it wasn't really like, oh my God, this is child porn. And you know what? Back then, we didn't think of it like that. We wasn't even really watching it because of the child. We were watching it because of R. Kelly. Now, as a grown woman, that was wrong. I shouldn't have watched it. But I think we were also mesmerized that R. Kelly is fucking on a fucking tape. Doing all this nasty shit on the tape. We didn't even put in our mind that this was a child that was doing it. Okay? We didn't really do that. We saw R. Kelly. That was it. The tape was on every shelf, every barbershop, gas stations, wherever. The tape was all over the place. And Sparkle said that she was just shocked that this would happen to her family, that he would do something like this. Now, my problem with Sparkle, and I talked about it in my last video, my problem with Sparkle is you have been with him. I don't know what that shot in there, if you can hear it. You have been a backup singer with R. Kelly since the very beginning. So you've been around the Aaliyah years. You've been around the girls at the McDonald's. You've been around the girls at Kenwood. You've been around all these girls in the studio. You've seen all of this. You then decide to bring your 12-year-old niece into the studio so she can meet R. Kelly. Now, her father, the niece, her father is a drummer in R. Kelly's band. So, okay, he's part of the band. Why is it that you are introducing her? Why the daddy can do it, I don't really know. But R. Kelly started to go to this little girl's basketball games. And the coach was like, he was there like cheering her on like he was her father. And I'm like, don't y'all see some sort of weird shit going on? That this man, this grown ass, by this time he was a 30-something-year-old, he is coming to your 12-year-old's games. This is somebody that in Chicago, people know that he trolls the fucking schools and shit looking for kids. But he is coming to your 12-year-old's games and y'all don't think nothing of it? So then she was called in to identify the person on the tape. She saw it was her niece. It was a whole shit. The Chicago Times actually got a hold of the tape. They sent it to the police. It became the big story. Trials happened and everything like that. The problem with why he wasn't prosecuted, I heard several things. One of the things was the girl did not want to cooperate. Her family didn't want to cooperate. They told the police that that was not her. They told the police that. Sparkle was on the stand, said yes, it was R. Kelly and my niece on the tape. Sparkle's brother came on the stand and said that was not my niece. The family sold their daughter to R. Kelly. Okay? He probably paid them off, gave them a big lump sum, and they sold this girl to R. Kelly. And the father was still in the fucking band after this trial. He did not leave the band. He didn't do anything. He still fucking worked with R. Kelly. To this day, this girl is fucking with R. Kelly. She has been with R. Kelly for over 15 years. This is a grown woman now, and she is still with R. Kelly. Somebody sent me a picture of her and her mom. This girl is still with R. Kelly. She's his oldest bottom bitch, apparently. She is the trainer who trains the new girls when they come in to tell them how to please this man. She is still with him. The family is still cool with him. They sold their fucking kid to R. Kelly. And this is the pattern and this is the theme that I noticed with this documentary. A lot of these fucking parents sold their kids to R. Kelly. Now, they may not want to believe that they did, but they did. For instance, Aaliyah's parents. I'm sorry, baby girl. You can't come to me and tell me that you are with your daughter 24/7. So the whole thing about her marrying R. Kelly or her fucking on the bus with R. Kelly was a lie. First of all, there's a legal document of a marriage certificate with your daughter's name on it and her false age. They were signed by your daughter and R. Kelly, and that tour motherfucking manager who needs to be locked the fuck up, he signed that shit because he was a witness. So you can't tell me that you were around your daughter 24/7. Your daughter is going on TV with this grown fucking man in matching clothes, talking about they best friends and all types of shit. You've seen the signs that your daughter was fucking with this man. You don't tell me that you did not know that your daughter was fucking with this man. Now, like I told you guys, I love Aaliyah down. I was an Aaliyah fan, okay? And I was pretty pissed off that they brought up the Aaliyah thing with this documentary, but you can't really help it because this was the first sign that America noticed that something was wrong with R. Kelly. But to say that, I don't know if it's shame that you feel ashamed that you weren't there to protect her. I don't really know what it is, but don't feed me bullshit because you know your daughter got married to this man, okay? You had the marriage annulled 2 months later. Don't tell me that you didn't know or none of this never fucking happened. It's like these people are sitting there complicit just because they want the fame and they want the fortune and they willing to sell their fucking children to this man knowing that he's a fucking pedophile. Allegedly. As far as the trial, he was going to court and everything like that. They had people picketing saying, you know, he didn't do it. People, his fans are out there. People were just out there supporting him. Then there was this one young lady. She was a super fan of R. Kelly. She was 14 years old. Geronda Pace. Geronda Pace was 14 years old. She was a super fan of R. Kelly. She would skip school and go to the trial. This girl was 14. Super fan of R. Kelly. She will go down there, talk to him, give him words of encouragement, all of that shit. R. Kelly got found not guilty because the family did not want to cooperate. And apparently this is what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but the reporter that got the video, because he watched the video, if he went on the stand and said that he saw the video and he saw R. Kelly and this young lady, he would be charged with I think looking at child porn or something like that. I don't know if that is so. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. So he went on stand and pled the Fifth Amendment, because if he went out and said that R. Kelly, he saw R. Kelly on the tape, he would get in trouble as well. So the case kind of fell apart. And there was a juror that they interviewed on the documentary, and he said because of how the girls looked and how they dressed, he didn't believe them. He didn't believe them because they were black. Okay? He didn't believe them because they were black girls. Black women are not believed in any fucking thing. Black women are not protected in any fucking thing. For some reason, when it comes to a black woman saying something that happened, something that's going on, nobody cares. Okay? And I'm not talking about, I'm not saying that nobody cares, but a lot of people discredit what a black woman says. I don't know why. Because we black. I don't know. And this is why I think that this story and this thing has been going on for so long, because a lot of the people that were affected by this were black girls and Hispanic. So I think that's why it wasn't in the mainstream. I think why if it was white women, like the Bill Cosby thing, he would have been under the jail by now. But I think because it was black girls, they're looked at as fast. They fast-ass black girls. They parents didn't raise them right. They looking for big men to fuck. Whatever the case may be, black girls are not looked at as girls. They're looked at as grown-ass women that know what they're doing. A year later, he contacted Geronda Pace. Don't know how he got her number. I don't really fucking know. The girl was, 15 at the time? He contacted her and told her that he wants her to come to his house for a pool party, bring her bathing suit. Then he told her, when you talk to me, call me daddy. First, I ain't calling no motherfucking daddy. I'm not even calling my daddy, okay? But she went to the house. She said that she lied to him and told him she was 19. When she went to the house, he wanted her to model in her swimsuit. He made her take off her top. And he asked her, how old are you again? Or something like that. And she handed him her ID, which said that she was 15 or 16. And he said, what does that have to do with me? Then he said that, say that you're 19 but act 21. So now he's hit that he can't really fuck with girls under 18 no more. So he's requiring that these girls act older than what they are. Now, she said that she didn't believe R. Kelly did any of these things because he was not found guilty, right? He was acquitted of these things. So she didn't think he was guilty. And plus, she has been in love with R. Kelly for God knows how fucking long. So she believed everything he said. She became the person that recruited the other girls. Okay? She was going back and forth recruiting people and stuff, and she recruited one of her friends, Dominique. And Dominique was a fan of R. Kelly. They met up. They were friends on MySpace. They had a common interest in being fans of R. Kelly. And she recruited Dominique. And Dominique, both them children moved into the house. Now, my thing was, when I was 17, Dominique was 17. When I was 17, my mom wouldn't let me leave the house. I was not allowed to spend the night nowhere. I spent the night one time with because in high school, I had cosmetology as an elective. So my cosmetology class had a sleepover. I had to bribe my mother and beg my mother to let me go. I was a senior in high school. Okay? My mom won't let me go sleep nowhere. My mom won't let me sleep by no friend. No, my mom won't let me do none of that shit. If I'm going somewhere, I let her know. I come my ass back. If I don't come back, I'm getting my ass beat. Okay? At 17 years the fuck old. Okay? So I couldn't do all that. But apparently these girls were going out and spending nights and weekends at this man's house. And then they just never came back home. They just lived there. And apparently in Chicago, 17 is the age of consent. So the girls didn't, even though the parents were looking for these girls, they didn't have to go back home because they were technically, in the eyes of Chicago law, adults. So he was recruiting Geronda was recruiting girls, and Dominique she's got into the mix, and it was just a bunch of stuff. So now they're talking about the parents of the cult girls, if you will. These are the girls that he has in these houses that came out last year as a big story. So we have the parents. We have the Savages. We have Dominique's mom, Michelle, and then another set of parents. When it came to Dominique's mom, Michelle, I was here for Michelle. Michelle went and got her motherfucking daughter in California. Apparently, with Dominique, for some reason, R.Kelly wanted her to dress like a stud. I don't really know why. She was not feminine anymore. She had to wear the baggy clothes. Her hair was cut. She had a bunch of tattoos. She dressed like a stud. Don't know why. They say R. Kelly fucked dudes too. I don't really know why. Allegedly, I don't really know. But he wanted her to dress like a stud. She saw her daughter on TMZ because one of the girls and Dominique were being interviewed by TMZ, and Dominique was like, she would look at the camera, she would look away, she wasn't talking to anybody, and she saw her daughter, so she knew her daughter was in LA. She went to LA, looked for the hotels, found her daughter. One of the girls called the police and said, I guess the girl found out that Dominique's mom was there, called the police and said that the mother needs to be arrested. That's not her mom, whatever the case. Dominique told her mama to come back at 6 o'clock. Finally, it was so heartbreaking. She finally got Dominique and they left. Okay, so I was so glad that she got Dominique. Okay, as far as, there was Jocelyn and Azriel, and these were two girls that were with R. Kelly. Now, these parents, I don't care what nobody say. And I try to sympathize with everybody as much as I can because I can't imagine not being in contact with my child. I cannot. But a lot of these motherfucking parents are to blame as well. Okay? There was Azriel's parents. Azriel's parents took her at 17 years old to an R. Kelly concert. Okay? Now, Azriel's parents are old enough to remember the Aaliyah thing. Old enough to remember the child porn tape. They're old enough to remember all this stuff, but they didn't think that R. Kelly did anything because he got off. Even though there was a mouthful of evidence that specified that he did this, he got off. So he was innocent, right? That does not mean he's innocent, but they took her to the concert. She was an aspiring singer. Okay? R. Kelly went out into the crowd and grabbed some people, and he grabbed their daughter, 17 years old, brought her up on the stage. First of all, I'm not taking my child to no R. Kelly concert because R. Kelly is explicit as fuck in his performances. So I'm not taking my youngin' around no fucking R. Kelly concert. That's number one. Number two, R. Kelly is not coming into no fucking audience and grabbing my child and taking her on no stage. Hell the fuck no. Okay? He took her on the stage. He did whatever he did. He took all the girls in the backstage. They were waiting for their daughter to come out. She has R. Kelly's number. He wants to work with her. She sang for him. They said that, well, we didn't think anything of it or anything like that, so he wanted to work with her, so we allowed her to go with him. So, you knew about Aaliyah, you knew about the marriage, you knew about the child porn tape, you knew about all these things, but you allowed your daughter to work with R. Kelly because you said that you would always be there. She won't be by herself. We will always be there. First of all, if you didn't trust him, then you wouldn't have said that statement. Okay, but your mind, you didn't trust him. But because you saw it was R. Kelly and you saw that he could possibly put your daughter on, you thought, well, we'll let her go with him. We're just kind of going to keep an eye on it, but we're going to let her go with him and maybe she will become a recording artist. R. Kelly ain't put nobody else on but his motherfucking self, okay? So the fact that you thought that he was going to somehow help your daughter rise into superstardom was just laughable, okay? So the girls started skipping school, started hanging out with R. Kelly, started talking with him on the phone. Apparently the parents didn't know. She started going. She went to a hotel. Okay? She went to a hotel to see R. Kelly. They did not know she went to the hotel. They said they were upset. They went to the hotel. And R. Kelly convinced them that nothing happened. The daughter get mad with them and said nothing happened. You don't trust me? So they said, okay, well, we trust you. And they allowed their child to go with R. Kelly. Their daughter threatened. I don't know if the daughter has some sort of mental issues. I don't really know. But they said that she was dealing with some stuff that they didn't know about. The daughter threatened them in some way. And they allowed her to go with R. Kelly. Y'all, I'm getting so tense. My neck hurts. My daughter is 17 years old. If your daughter was suicidal, she had those tendencies, you need to take her ass to get to the hospital and get her checked. Okay, rather than let her go with a fucking predator. You allowed your daughter to be sold. That's exactly what you did because you signed documentation. Okay? So your daughter was able to go on the road with R. Kelly and be gone for hours with R. Kelly, for days, for weeks. He told you that he was going to get somebody from the label to be around her, a woman to be around her. The label don't do that. The label don't have chaperones and shit. They don't do that, okay? The second she became 18, you never heard from her again. You sold your daughter for fame. It backfired. And now you are upset. And I understand you want to find your child, but you have to take accountability for the shit that you did. You sold your daughter for fame. They wanted Jocelyn's parents wanted their daughter to get a record deal. And Jocelyn's parents are the parents that were in the media saying that, you know, they were the first person that I heard that he had some sort of cult here in Atlanta. And they wanted their daughter to get a record deal. They met R. Kelly somehow, I forgot how, and they allowed their daughter to go with R. Kelly, and their daughter just never came back. And these are the people that made a diss track about R. Kelly having their daughter or something. But the only person that did not do any of that it just happened to be circumstances that allowed this to happen to her and her child was Michelle. She has not been back home. They have not seen her in, I think, a year or 2 years. Dominique went home with her mom, but 3 days later went back to R. Kelly. But she's back home with her mama now. So he's manipulating these girls. He's manipulating these children, and it's crazy. It's crazy. And Azriel has been with him for 9 years. 9 years. They have not seen her in 9 years. And it's so sad that they were talking about the audience and the fans. Regardless of what he does, the fans still support him. Talking about the radio stations still play him. Tom Joyner still play him regardless of the Time's Up and all this movement and the Me Too. They still play his music. The fans were like, well, I'm just here for the music and nothing else. And, you know, they're trying to railroad a black man. This is the problem what I have. Okay, when it comes to this R. Kelly thing, bops are more important than black girls. Okay, you can have a sickening bop. R. Kelly brought out Trap in the Closet. R. Kelly brought out Step in the Name of Love. People, when it came to the trial and whatever else, they saw it and said, oh wow, that's fucked up. But he ain't did that shit. He brought out Step in the Name of Love. And they played that shit at the family reunions. Bops are more important than black girls. Black women. You see all of these black girls doing what they're doing and nobody gives a fuck. And I had a conversation on Facebook yesterday with one of my Facebook friends, and he was basically blaming the girls. And I said, okay, there are a lot of fast ass girls out here at the end of the day. Not saying that these were, but there are a lot of fast ass girls out here. But it's up to the adult, regardless man or woman, to not fuck a child. I mean, that's just plain and simple. It's up to the adult. Don't put it on the child. The child is going to be a child regardless of what the fuck it is. But as the adult, it's your job to not fuck a child. I mean, this is just plain and simple. And he's arguing back and forth with me. I'm like, why is it that you don't get that? Why is it that the men are not being held accountable for what they're doing? So there was a radio personality. She was from Houston, I think. Her name is Kitty Jones. Miss Kitty Jones was 33 years old. Miss Kitty Jones worked in the radio industry. All right, so you know about R. Kelly, you know about the charges, you know all of that. You're 33 years old, you're a grown ass woman. Miss Kitty met R. Kelly. They started talking. They got into a relationship or whatever. And Miss Kitty decided that she needs to be with her man. So Miss Kitty left her job, moved out of Houston, wherever she was from, left her children. I heard Miss Kitty has kids. She left her children back in Texas, moved to Chicago, Atlanta, wherever he was, to be with him. And then she said he was beating her. He was making her have sex with children or whatever the case. She was doing all that. And she said that she stayed because she loved him. She couldn't let him be by himself. She left, she went to the airport to leave, and she said if she called him or if he called her, she knew she would go back to him. Miss Kitty, you are 33 years old. A 17-year-old patience, alright? Your mind ain't developed. You probably don't know no fucking better. You probably do, you probably don't. I don't really know. But you're 33 years old. You got kids. Children. You are responsible for children. You had a job in the entertainment industry. You know all about R. Kelly. You should know. You're 33 years old. But you took your happy ass to wherever the fuck you was, left all your life behind to run after R. Kelly. And she was the person that did stuff on stage with him. She was in the cages and he would eat her out. And I was like, now, I'm not trying to be somebody that is insensitive. I'm not doing that. Okay? I'm not insensitive at all. But you're 33. At 33, I knew a lot of things in life. I knew a lot of things. I knew better. That's what I knew. But she just, to me, a lot of her stuff didn't ring, I don't know, it didn't ring true to me. She tried to cry, some tears weren't coming out. I don't really know. But he dealt with her. Then it was, I don't remember the other young lady's name, but she was 35. She met R. Kelly at a concert, and that became her boyfriend. And she came to Atlanta for a weekend, and she never left again. She said that she was in an abusive marriage before that, so she was a shattered woman anyway, but this was R. Kelly. She was a fan, and I guess regardless of all the stuff that she heard about him over the years, she just believed that he was not that way. She came to Atlanta. He took her and some other girls to a mansion, told her this was her room, and that was it. And they took her back to the house. She was just shown around. She didn't want to go into the room that she was in, but she said that she had to ask to go to the bathroom, yada, yada, yada. And she said one day she just, I guess something's happened in some room. I don't know what happened, but she decided to leave. She packed her bags and she walked out the door. Then there was Faith. Faith was this 19-year-old, I guess, where did he meet her? At a concert or something? Faith, she met him. She went to have sex with him that night. And he was telling her to call him daddy, and she wasn't moaning right. He said he got a teacher and so on and so forth. Then he told her to put her clothes on. They went down another floor of the hotel, and she met Jocelyn. This is the one young lady that her family's looking for her. And she said Jocelyn just jumped up and hugged him and called him daddy, do whatever. And then when he left, Jocelyn was kind of somber. She said, this is the young lady that was on TMZ. This is a woman that I saw in the news and I heard her parents talking about. You heard all of this. You saw this on the news. But then when you saw her, you recognized her as soon as you saw her. So you knew what you was getting into with being with R. Kelly. So apparently, Miss Faith got herpes from R. Kelly. She tested positive for herpes. Now this is the thing that from the Texas, they said was not true. I don't know how true that is. That's allegedly. But R. Kelly has herpes. And it's kind of crazy that Usher has herpes. I don't even mean to laugh, but they did make that song Same Girl, and they were fucking the same girl, and now both these niggas got herpes. I don't know. I just found that ironic. But documentary had, you know, Ebro saying stuff and Charlamagne saying stuff, and I found that kind of interesting that Charlamagne would even sit on here and talk about it and talk and cape for black women when he had a case not so long ago, and there was the young lady recently came out. So I kind of found it weird that he would talk about this, but y'all, it was crazy. It was a crazy documentary. It was a lot. It was just too much for me. I can't. I'm tired. I'm spent. I'm tired. I'm just in. I don't know. I don't know. And I'm wondering if R. Kelly suffers from some sort of mental issue, mental disability, or something like that. He is a musical genius, but the fact that he doesn't comprehend stuff, and I know that at a certain age, if you were traumatized at a certain age, the age that you are abused, you're kind of stuck in that age. So I don't know if that was the thing. He was stuck in this age, and he just had a lot of people around him that helped him carry out this deviancy. All these people need to go to jail, in my opinion. He is going to pay for his crimes. He's said that he was going to sue Lifetime. R. Kelly, you can sue Lifetime all you want, but there's evidence out there about all the shit you were doing. So go ahead and sue, bitch. Go ahead and sue. You are sick. You're a sick individual. This shit was sick. Okay? A lot of things I already knew. A lot of things I already heard. But to hear it from the people that lived it, it was a lot. Okay? If you did not watch it, y'all, thank your lucky stars. Really. Thank your lucky stars, because this was too much for my soul. This was too much for my soul. The parents to me are at as much fault as R. Kelly was. Fame, fortune is not that fucking serious. And as black people, we need, and I understand, we revere our celebrities. We revere these people because these are like superheroes to us. I was a big ass fan of R. Kelly. Okay? And when it came to the trial and all that stuff, R. Kelly got you with the music. So I kind of put the trial on the back burner in my mind and fucked with the music. We get so captivated by the music, we try to separate the man from the music. And it's easy to say, but after watching this, you can't help but to think that maybe this nigga is fucking psycho. Maybe he is crazy. Maybe he is whatever. You cannot deny that something is wrong. This has been going on for over 20-something years. And the fact that he ain't in jail, you can't tell me it's not because the people that were affected happen to be black girls. You can't tell me that. You can't. People say, oh, it's the white man trying to keep him down. No, baby. If the white man wanted R. Kelly in jail, he would have been in jail a long fucking time ago. Okay? He would have been in jail a long time ago. But because the victims are black, it's not such an urgency. It's not such an urgency. That's what I'm saying. So these motherfuckers that going around and saying, oh, I can't believe y'all would believe that and sell out your own black man and blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something. I root for everybody black, but when I see that the person who it happens to be black is on some fuck shit, I don't fuck with that. I don't. Okay? Not every person, black, white, indifferent, whatever, not every person is a fucking saint. Some of these niggas are sinners too, and some of them have to pay for their sins. And R. Kelly has been doing this shit for 20-something years. 20-something fucking years. Don't you see that as a problem? It's a fucking problem. But people want to pretend that it's just the white man. Stop blaming the white man for every fucking thing. Some niggas out here just sick. And this nigga is sick. Okay? And his day is going to come. Now, before I close this out, I want to say, for all the victims that encountered this man, I pray for you. I pray for your healing. Okay? I pray for you. Because when you've been violated, it is the hardest thing to deal with every day. I pray for you. The women that are still with him, I pray for you too, baby girls. Because after being manipulated for years, you probably don't even know which way's up or down. I pray. I pray that these parents get back to these kids. I do. Okay? And I pray that one day R.Kelly will get what's coming to him, regardless of what that is. I'm surprised he didn't kill himself by now, to be honest. And I'm not saying that to be funny, because this documentary has painted him in a very horrible light. And Geronda, apparently she tweeted something yesterday where it alluded to her being suicidal. I pray for that girl. I pray for her, because she was 14. Alright? When she started fucking with him, she was 14 years old. A child. I pray for her, and I hope she's okay. So, y'all, I'm done. I don't want to talk about Surviving R.Kelly. I don't want to talk about R.Kelly no more. I'm done. Alright? This thing was too fucking much. This is too much. Anyways, let me know what you thought about Surviving R.Kelly. If y'all want to talk about it, let's talk about it down below. Do not forget to thumbs up, share this video. Whoo, child, I need a drink. I need a joint. I don't even smoke. I need some weed. I don't even fucking smoke. But I'm tired. Anyway, guys, I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.